Hey, I'm Rob, and we're going to check out this Olds Geyer nickel-silver double horn. I have an Olds Geyer from 1964 or 1965. This is a Geyer style double horn. You can tell because the change valve, pressed with the thumb, is below the rest of the valves here. It has your typical valve layout. First valve is a whole step, second valve is a half step, third valve is your minor third, then your fourth is your B flat F change valve. On the reverse side, you have your main tuning slide, you have your F tuning slide. Something that's unusual for Geyer style instruments is the use of a B flat tuning slide. These horns were made by Olds out in California. The Olds company was known for making trumpets and trombones. They also made very nice French horns back in the mid-20th century, and this is one of them. Something about the nickel silver is it can get pretty bright if it's on a small horn, which is why most Geyer style instruments are made of brass. Because this is a Geyer style instrument, it's very unusual to see it made of nickel silver, and because it's made of nickel silver, it has a much larger throat and flare to counteract the hardness of the material. So it can get a pretty dark sound when you need it to, but because it's a Geyer style wrap, it projects and it's very clear and it's centered as well, which is really nice. And these horns were produced in the mid to late 60s to actually compete with the Con 8D of the time. Something else that's pretty cool about these Olds Geyer style horns from the 60s is the valves were made by the same valve maker that used to make valves for Carl Geyer himself. Bernie Marston also made valves for these Geyer style instruments between 1949 and 1967, and this horn was made in 1964, 1965, so this most definitely has, we'll call them Geyer valves. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Just some final thoughts. I am really quite surprised by how nice this horn plays. I wasn't expecting it to play as well as it does. It's similar in feel to the 8D, but it projects more and it's clear and it has a more centered tone than the 8D. So it plays like a Geyer, but it kind of feels like an 8D. The low range is kicking on this thing and the high range is screaming. Overall, it's a very nice horn. I would definitely pick one of these up. It's in pretty good shape too, considering the age. If you happen to see one, might be worth investigating. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see you next week.